One of the reasons to use passive structures is to avoid specifying the agent, the doer of an action. I suspect this might be why many people are told to avoid passives in their writing. And it's true, passives can be used for this reason. There are also other ways to avoid specifying the agent, and it could be a problem. Remember this from 2017, a United Airlines passenger getting dragged off. Afterwards, United Airlines tweeted, Flight 3411 from Chicago to Louisville was overbooked. They put that in passive voice. The active would have been United Airlines overbooked Flight 3411 from Chicago to Louisville. So, yeah, that passive voice in the tweet, that wasn't great. Notice, though, United Airlines did not get away with this at all. I don't think there were people reading this tweet who thought, oh, yeah, fair enough. Overbooked is a property of some flights. Everybody realized. No, United Airlines, you're the ones who overbooked the flight and then treated the passenger badly. Don't do it. So, two things. I think this kind of bad use of an agentless passive is pretty rare. And when somebody does do something bad and try to get away with it, I don't think a passive is enough. They're going to have to lie better than that, basically. Let's turn our attention to good reasons to avoid specifying the agent. This could be, well, it would be just unnecessary and wordy because everybody knows who did the action, or maybe it's impossible to specify the agent because no one knows who it is, or for the point we're making at the moment, it's not relevant. Consider this short passage from Carl Sagan. Do you see a couple of passives in there? And why do you think Sagan might want to not specify agents? You might pause the video for a moment to think about that. Here are the two. Is constructed, can be transmitted, auxiliary be with a past participle, so those are two passives. And for his purposes in this passage, Sagan doesn't want to specify who constructed the universe. That would take him off track in what he's talking about here. And in no information can be transmitted, well, whoever transmits information, it doesn't matter. So it would be wordy there as well to specify who the agent was. Here are some for you to practice with. Do you see some passive structures in here? And if you do you think the agents of actions are being hidden for a wrong reason? Here's another good place to pause for a bit before you go on to see my notes on this. I find the two first to be pretty similar. Was elected, was impeached. Here, the agents are not being mentioned, and I think that's totally fine. For was elected, we know who did it. We know who elects presidents. And in was impeached, here also, we're familiar with the process. We know who does the impeaching. And so in sentences 1 and 2, there would be no point in specifying the agents of those actions. The third one initially looks different. Was shot and killed. This is something somebody maybe would write if they're trying to hide who was responsible for shooting Trayvon Martin. But this is actually the family's statement. And so what they're trying to do right here is just give more prominence to their son, Trayvon. It's not that they're trying to let the killer get away with it, obviously. The fourth one is interesting, was created. This could be a case where somebody wants to not mention who was in charge of this process. But in reality, I think people who take that view would express this completely differently. They wouldn't talk about creating Israel in the first place. So, in general, not specifying the agent by using a passive tends to not be a problem, usually done for wholesome and beneficial reasons.